Good morning and welcome to the Tangled SkeinCA. My name is Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram under that name. The podcast has a website, the Tangled SkeinCA.com. The email, is the Tangled SkeinCA@gmail.com. So, I'm back. It's been about a month, maybe more, not sure. So I'm going to start off by saying, for those who already know, but sorry, my chair, for those who don't know, my father passed away suddenly on October 31st. It wasn't expected. He was sick with bladder cancer, but that's not what sent him away. It was his heart. He had an infection in his bladder and it gave him a fever and it made his heart work overtime, and apparently his heart valves were blocked. So that was sudden. It was kind of surreal having to go into his apartment and clear out things. He had a roommate for just over 2 months, and the roommate is the one who found him. So yeah, things got rolling. The body was sent for an autopsy because circumstances. He was found in his home, and it came back quite quickly with the result that it was his heart that failed. So funeral stuff was done. He was cremated. We did not have a service. He didn't want that. He just wanted to be cremated and then have his ashes put somewhere special. And so it's been a pretty rough up and down. Grief takes on so many faces when these things happen. My husband just went through it in March, and so that kind of rehashed it for him, going through it with me being by my side. The lucky thing for us was he didn't have a lot of possessions. He had an apartment. It was filled with furniture, and there were a few things that were personal items that we took, and a few other things, but the roommate took over the apartment, and he agreed to keep my dad's cat Minu, which was a godsend because I did not want to have to bring her home. She was an abused cat who was rescued and had a hard enough time getting used to the apartment and him and me. And so to take her out of there and bring her into a house with a dog, I did not think was the greatest idea or the best for her. So since that has happened, a lot of things have gone on, a lot of the paperwork, everything, all kinds of stuff. And I've been just putting off recording basically because my head is just not where it needs to be. I went back to work last Monday. The first few days were a blur. During the 2.5 weeks that I was off, I wasn't sleeping. I was napping during the day. I wasn't eating well. I was having to force myself to eat. Anybody who's gone through this process knows exactly what I'm talking about. I want to thank everybody who has touched base with me or reached out on social media. I thank you very much. It really, really means a lot to me. So just waiting for things to finalize, and it's just a little surreal because I'll be on Facebook and I'll see his picture, or just things like that. So that's the update. I wanted to record yesterday, but I just lost the steam I had. I did the show notes, the whole bit. I had show notes written out weeks ago for this episode, but I redid them from scratch because it's just, I don't have the same things to talk about. I was going to talk about Rhinebeck. That's been done a million times by a million people. So over time, you will see my acquisitions, and I might mention things that happened here and there in an episode or not. I'm not sure. So let's get down to business. Knitting. I have a finished object, and I'm very proud of myself to have a finished object because last weekend my husband asked for a hat with a brim or bill or whatever it is you want to call it. And so I took some 220 Super Wash Merino. I doubled it and I held it on a 6mm, which is a US 10. And so this is the Brimmer hat by Katt Walker, and it might look kind of odd, but when it's on his head, I made this part a little longer so that it actually covers his eyes, and basically that's for in the winter and the sun, because obviously he needs his ears covered in the winter. So he's tested it out a few times. Whenever the wind blows really strongly in an open area, not so warm, but otherwise it is. This color is blue indigo, and it's number 52. Soft, it's squishy, it's the brim is holding on by itself because this is doubled, so you fold it over. So he quite likes it, and I basically got that done within a few days after trying a few different patterns where to put things. So that's finished. I also finished a few squares on my barn raising quilt by Shelley Mackey and Larissa Brown, which is the one I finished. So this one is done. Don't ask me what the yarn is. All my yarn, I have no idea. Some I might remember, some not. But this is a square that's finished, and this is knit out of 20-gram mini skeins that I have accumulated over time. It's on a 2.75mm needle, which is a US 2. And then I finished this one, and I'm thinking this is maybe Regia or Croy. It's a little rough, it's like a workhorse yarn. And then I have one on the go, which is with this beautiful yarn. And so I'm about a quarter of a way through. I do it on magic loop, as you can see. And when it gets big enough, I have a tiny, I think it's a 12-inch circular that I use, but it's not big enough for that yet. So once I get it onto that, then it really rolls, because it just goes really quickly when you're just knitting and not moving cords around. That is being housed in a bag that I made myself. It's got a black bottom. This is a key print that I picked up at Walmart in the States, I think. And then I put this green, is this paisley? I think that's paisley. So it's cheerful. When I open the bag, it's bright green and I like it. So that's the finished stuff. What I have on the needles right now is I'm doing a test knit for Chrissy Graham Design. She has the Sassy Knits Sassy Stitches? I'll have to write that down below. So this is the Hopcot, and it's a test knit, so it's a cowl bandana style that's closed at the back. And I'm using my Miss Babs Yowza Biker Chick. I have had this since the first Rhinebeck in 2012. I have tried, I don't know how many different projects, it just doesn't. But when I started this, I didn't really like it. So that's Biker Chick. So you can see how colorful it is. And so at first, when I had the first little section, dropping a stitch, I didn't like it. And so I sent her a picture, I sent the designer a picture, and she said that she thought it looked really good because the pattern wasn't meant to be noticed 100%. It was meant to make the yarn shine. So after I got about where this guy is, then I thought, oh, I'm really starting to like it. So this is knit on 5mm, which is a US 8. Next, the Lumberjack by Marzina Kolachek. That's the best I can do. I have a picture of the pattern right here. Of course, I wasn't prepared. Bad podcaster. So that's it. Of course, it's not going to focus. So I finished the body quite some time ago. I started one of the sleeves and it's folded in here, just give me one quick second, and I misread the instructions, and yeah, he ended up having a sleeve that looked like a musketeer's shirt with so bulky, big and round and poofy, and then it just kind of decreased. It was not right, and so I decided to pull it back and start over. So let me see if I can show you the full sweater. That's the full sweater. And this is the sleeve with all of where I decreased. So I'm getting pretty close to the end of sleeve 1, and then I will go on to sleeve 2. What I'm hoping is to have it done for Christmas for him. And this is, do I have a tag here? No. So what I'm using is Valley Yarn Superwash DK in the light gray, and this is knit on a 3.5 millimeter and a 4, which is a US 6, 3.5 is a US 4, I think. So this beautiful gray. So that's coming along. It's in a huge bag that I got from Knit for Brains on Etsy, and it's a peacock. Love this bag. Love, love, love. So that is done. Moving stuff around here. Next thing I worked on quite a bit was my ZigZag shawl by Marsha Ibuki, a friend of mine. She gifted me the pattern when I went, sorry, I'm right in front of the mic. She gifted me the pattern when we went to Knit City, and I decided to buy some yarn at Knit City, so she helped me pick out some yarn. Beautiful. This one is the large, and it could probably wrap her, she's tiny, about 3 or 4 times. It's huge. But I'm doing the medium size, and I decided to get this yarn here. See if you can actually, oh yeah, that's showing really nicely. So it's kind of a green heather, West Coast color, DK base, Fits of Giggles 2 in the Rainforest colorway. How could I not get this? Seriously, Rainforest, me. And it's on a 4.5 millimeter, which is a US 7. And while I was there, I had something on the needles that was on a 4.5, and I didn't want to take it off. So of course, what do you do at a knitting thing? You buy needles. And I think I'm in the middle of a row. Bad, bad, bad. So you can see, oh, the side, the zigzag. So I'm almost, I think I'm getting close to doing another one. So that is going. And it's housed in a bag. And I'll talk more about this bag in acquisitions. It's the Tangled Stitch on Etsy. Next, I decided to drink the Crazy Juice, and I cast on the Throwback by Andrea Mowry. I decided to use Superwash Aran by Cascade, and the main color I'm using, this is a gray, so that's the main body, and then the colors are this cream, bluey green, and red. So those are the colors. I wanted to go for more of a green, but when I did the swatch, like this is the green, nope, oh, I took it out. The green made it look Christmassy, which is not what I was going for at all. So I cast on, and I did the first color work. which is the top part right here, and then I'm just starting the second part of the color work, which is this right here. When I was doing my swatch, I was really confused about the color work, but then kind of got the rhythm, and you know, I think my floats look okay. So for some experienced color work knitters, tell me what you think down below in the comments. Am I doing okay? I mean, the front looks okay. The suggestion I took from her pattern was to go up a needle size for the color work, so that way it's not going to pinch, and I think I'm doing okay. And I have this beautiful progress keeper. Come on, focus. And that is from Ginger Snap That on Etsy. And speaking of Ginger Snap That, she had an exclusive bag at Knit City, and I wasn't thinking I didn't get one. But when she got home, she had forgotten one on the ironing board. So guess what? I got a bag. This thing, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a picture of me, and it's on my head. It's got this peachy salmon back, but the inside is all kinds of fun. And I mean, it's huge. I have like 4 balls of yarn in there, plus the sweater, and there's still room. So there, that's done. I think that is it for, oops, yep. So I'm going to do a little bit of acquisitions. Like I said, I'm not going to do my Rhinebeck stash. You'll see it eventually here and there, but I just figured it's been over a month, so there's no point in me bringing it up. I just didn't feel the need. So speaking of this bag, I got this on Etsy. She was having a sale. She's in Ontario, and the Tangled stitch, which is, here's all her information. So I bought a Notions pouch from her, so this is a small one. I love this little yellow progress keeper she put on there, and it fits a lot. I have quite a bit of things in here. So I have a measuring tape, so I have stitch markers, more stitch markers, measuring tape, 2 Lolo bars, little tiny samples, these cute little scissors I got at Twist. I have a knife and a crochet hook, and it all fits in there quite nicely. It's not too packed, it's not like I just basically, instead of having a Notion pouch in every bag I have, I'm just moving this one around because I love the size. So this is like, it's quilted. This is a square bottom. I love that she used this kind of cord. I really love it. So I would recommend going to her shop and buying some. And then she decided to send me a pouch for a giveaway. It's a bigger size, so let's compare. So it's bigger, but it's got this beautiful background, which is what's on my bag. Gorgeous. So she decided to send that for a giveaway. So I'm going to think about, I want to pair this with something and do a giveaway shortly. Not this episode, but stay tuned for the next one. I'll probably do it then. The Snap That wrap. I know I have the pattern here. Too much stuff on my table. Stay. So I don't want to show it, but so that's the Snap That wrap by Cozy Up Knits, and I had to have a set. So I saw a set in Ginger Snap's ginger snap that in Kim's Etsy shop, but I didn't like one of the colors and I asked her if I could swap it and she said yes. So I got the Zest fingering. That's how it comes packaged. Love the new logo. The brown is chestnut. The middle one here is prickly pear and the one on the side is golden pear. Sorry for the crinkling, but I really like that combo. And then I saw on Cozy Up Knits, because that's who that the throwback is for. Not the throwback, I'm sorry, Snap That Wrap. I saw on 2 or 3 episodes ago, they talked about doing another mystery knit along, which I participated in last year and I absolutely loved it. I'd never made a shawl that big, that size, and it's one of my go-to shawls. I can wrap it around my neck and that a few times, but it's not restrictive. It's very light and lacy, so I really love it. So they're going to be doing a new one, a new knit along in January, and it's based on something for the twins who are Katie and Chrissy, and they don't even know what it is. They're going to knit along with us, and Kim, of course, has kits. So I kind of had to get me a kit. So this one here is avocado. This one's avocado toast, which apparently is something in the Western Canada. Sorry, I can't see the last one. Moss. So the last one here is moss, and it's like a greeny gray. Now, in her shop, there's 7 different colorways to choose from. So you can mix and mingle. There's an exact replica of that in the blues because Katie likes blue, Chrissy likes greens. And then there's a middle skein that kind of, there's one skein that's kind of speckled and it's got both colors. So you can pick. You only need 3 skeins, but you can mix and match, and it's some nice options. So I'm looking forward to that coming in January. I really loved it. It's like the only words. It's the first mystery knit along that I actually completed, and I love it. So I know that what's coming next is going to be amazing. All their patterns are amazing. Come on. The next thing I received is from Allison Barn Yarns, and she sent me a mini skein set of her Struggle and Strength colorway line. If you are on Instagram and follow Rye Flower Knits, she did a beautiful green lacy shawl with the DK version, but this is the fingering version. So that's what it is. You can see that the names, where there is no struggle, there is no strength. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Self-care is not selfish. It's okay to not be okay, and more people love you than you will ever know. So I absolutely love this. And she sent one for you guys. So maybe I'll put these 2 together. They're both Canadian. I think that would make a nice little giveaway. So let me think on it, and I will announce that next podcast. All right. Now I have a KAL going on in the group, and I haven't talked much about it on social media, and I haven't been able to podcast really since we decided to do it. I'm hosting it with Dawn of the Crafty Mama Designz podcast, and it is a holiday gift KAL. So knit a gift, enter as many as you want, post in my FO thread and her FO thread. It runs till December 20th, and the rules are you need to be a member of my group or her group if you're entering. Whips are welcome, not more than 50% done. We're going on honesty, whatever, doesn't matter. We're not going to look. We don't care. Post one post for each finished objects in each group. And there's no chatter. There is a chatter thread, so if you want to chatter, please go on over there and chit chat and yeah, so knit some gifts. There's going to be a prize in both of our groups, so lots of time left, lots and lots. Okay, wallet savers, so that's coupon codes, and there's one for my shop right now. It's 15% off, and you use the code TTS15 at checkout. And I just want to let you know that I'm part of the wool swap coupons. So if you're following, or if you're partnering in with the wool swap, they sent out coupon codes for all the shops that they chose, and mine was one of them. So that you'll have gotten the code, and it'll run until December 1st. Just to note, as of December 1st, I'm closing the shop for a bit. I'm trying not to put too much on my plate, and not more that's going to stress me out more than anything, because stuff with the estate is, you know, there's ups and downs and lots to do, not lots to do, and I don't want to put anything more on myself that I know that I can't follow through with. And I need a break, so I'm gonna put the shop on vacation. I might come back sometime in January, February maybe. It's gonna give me lots of time. I haven't sewn in months, so I have tons of fabric cut out ready to hit the sewing machine, so I will take my time and do what I can slowly without feeling the pressure that I have to put stuff in the shop constantly. So that said, I am taking a course on how to help your business succeed. So I have a few webinars that I'm watching, and I got a video from Marsha, fairylittle, a YouTube video talking about how to make better videos, how to interact with the people watching you. And so I'm going to watch that, and I'm just going to see what I get from it. Here's a question. So comment below if you're going to join the KAL, what are you knitting or crocheting, and who you're doing it for. So I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for all of your messages you've sent me over the last month, well, 3 weeks. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, and I go back and look at those all the time just to give myself a little, you know, I can do this, I can power through this. It's grief. Everybody goes through it differently, and one day at a time. That's all I can do. And I think that's all anybody should do. So thank you for watching. Again, until next time, happy knitting, and don't drop your stitches.